It's time!
Hey guys, it's Joe and Brandon from Champions Only, and today we'll be breaking down fight predictions for UFC 296. Coming at you. Alright, so starting off, my guy Brandon, Brandy Brown versus Muslim Salikov. We're gonna get right into it.
Okay, so I personally think this is an interesting one simply because Muslim's I'm pretty sure he's on he's on 2 fight win streak right now. He's coming off the win from Dalby, and then I'm pretty sure he finished. Did he finish? Andre Fiallo?
Yeah, he finished Andre Fiallo. He did.
So I think this is just really interesting simply because Muslim's on the 2 fight win streak. I think Randy Brown's coming off a win, even though he had that submission loss against Jack Della. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think Randy Brown has the stand up. He has the stand up, the rangy boxing and teeps to the body to kind of keep Muslim at range.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this would be an ideal fight for Randy Brown to, leave getting the dub.
I will make one amendment, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I from my research, Muslim was coming off a loss to Nicholas Dalby.
Oh, was it a loss?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But also I know I'm looking at it right now, but also too because Dalby doesn't lose to anybody not in the top 10. Like if you're not good, you're not gonna beat Dalby. But regardless of Dalby, I agree with you as far as the breakdown you had originally, anyways, because Randy Brown doesn't lose unless he finishes him, right? He's only got one loss via decision in UFC, and that's to Bilal Muhammad. Okay, so you have to finish Randy Brown. Now Muslim can, but let's not forget Muslim Salikov is 39 years old at welterweight. It's not really a good. I mean, it can happen. You know every once in a while you get the.
It could definitely happen. But I feel like Randy Brown, he's just so fast on the feet. He's got those fast hands. He'll pump the jab out there, keep Muslim away, and then when Muslim gets desperate, he might shoot. Randy might throw a knee up the middle, or if it just stays standing the whole time. I think he might get him out of there.
He could. What Muslim Salikov has as one of his perks is being explosive. Now, as long as Randy Brown can just keep him on the end of his kicks and his punches, he'll be safe all night. And I can really honestly see him just picking at him for 3 rounds. Maybe he's not destroying him, just picking at him for 3 rounds, and I see a unanimous decision, 30-27, maybe 29-28.
I agree. I can definitely see that one going to decision though too.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, let's not forget Randy Brown was on a 4-fight win streak before he ran into a buzzsaw named JDM.
Let's not forget that. Yeah, that's true. Not forget that. I'll piggyback. I'll probably also say unanimous decision, but I won't be surprised if it's a late 3rd round finish, maybe early.
Yeah, I get that. That's actually reasonable. All right, we're gonna move along then since we're in agreement there. We got a heavyweight bout coming up. All right, Martin Buday versus Shamil Gaziev. I hope I pronounced that right.
And if I'm not mistaken, is Shamil debuting?
Yes,
is he debuting?
He is making his debut. He just
oh my goodness,
coming off the Contender Series.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Buday is on a 3-fight win streak.
I think he is. Let me confirm, because Buday actually. Well, yes, he's coming off a win over. I know of Josh Parisian. He's coming off a win over Jake Collier. Yep, Lucas Brett. He's on a 5-fight winning streak.
He's on a 5-fight winning streak? Oh, my goodness.
So, Contender Series,
Oh, that's right. He beat Chris Barnett as well.
He beat Lorenzo Hood, Chris Barnett, Lucas Brixky, Jake Collier, and Josh Parisian. 5-fight winning streak.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And but not to mention, obviously, his opponent, Shamil Gaziev, is on an 11-fight win streak.
Yes, and he's had some really impressive finishes. He's had some pretty entertaining finishes, if I say so myself.
Yes, he
So I feel like
has.
this one's gonna be like a straight banger. I feel like they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna go out there and throw some heavy shots. I mean, these are heavyweights, so I don't see it lasting long,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely see it being a banger.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Martin Bidet has good fundamentals. He keeps his hands up. He throws good straight punches and good knees. But he's actually really a grappler with decent top control and good submissions. You know.
And Shamil, he, he's got really good counter striking. Like
Mm-hmm.
he'll put a bomb on you
Mm-hmm.
in exchanges and get you out of there. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually really interested to see like what's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
in these close range exchanges between these two heavyweights.
Exactly, and you know that these fights are good because the odds when I'm looking at them right now, they are both pick'ems -110. Now I won't lie, I went back, I looked at Martin Bidet's fight against Josh Parisian. He looked really different. He looked good, and much different from the fight before, where he fought Lucas Brzeski, however you say that. But in that fight with Lucas Brzeski, he got hit too many times, and I feel like if Shamil hits you with the same shots that Lucas did, you're going to sleep. So I have to, and even though I really like Martin Bidet, I feel like he has a good chance here. But Shamil's from Dagestan. Let's not forget. I got Shamil by first round KO. I'm not
First one, he is
first round KO.
undefeated, but I am really big on guys coming to the UFC undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
And a UFC vet taking their O.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna lean towards Bidet on this one.
Okay.
The path to victory, honestly, I'd say some sneaky shots up close, maybe work his way to the clinch, put those knees on him,
Mm-hmm.
and just damage him over time. Honestly.
All right, we're gonna move on up then. Let's go into featherweight. Andre Fili versus Lucas Almeida. Thoughts?
Oh, touchy feely.
Right. Good
So this is really weird for me, simply because Lucas Almeida, he picked up the win against Michael Tronzino,
mm-hmm.
and then he's got a bunch of cancellations, and then he
Mm-hmm.
he got that loss to Sabatini. I'm just not sure what to expect from Almeida because I just haven't seen much of him as recently. Andre Fili's Andre Fili. He's really loose. He's really fast. He's got good hands, good kicks. Can take it to the ground if he needs to. So, honestly, I don't want to say this is like a layup for Andre Fili, but I definitely think he can get it done against someone who, we haven't really seen in the octagon in a while.
Obviously, we know Andre Fili's a vet, right? He's sharp on the feet and on the ground, but he lacks that smart finishing instinct. Like, he has a finishing instinct, but it's not smart, right?
Right.
Because
That's interesting.
that loss to Nathaniel Wood could have been a dub with how hard he knocked him down, but he didn't have the composure to finish properly. He was too excited and kind of just like, he didn't have like, you don't get into the ground game with Nathaniel Wood right after you rock him. You let him stand up on his feet and you put him back down again.
No, absolutely. He kind of
exactly.
He kind of let the Nathaniel Wood win slip away.
Yeah. From what I see on the feet, this is closer than we think. Okay, I think that this fight is going to be very competitive. I don't think this is going to be, or either one of these guys smoking each other out. I feel like we're going to have a split decision, and it's going to be very controversial because I think it's going to be Lucas Almeida by split decision. I think he's going to outdog Fili on the feet.
That's not a bad prediction because though I feel Andre Fili will get the win simply because he's been in there more recently. He's been getting the experience in. He's got the feel for the octagon.
Right.
But man, I can't really disagree because I could when you think about the Jonathan Almeida, when you think about the Nathaniel Wood fight, and how Andre Fili kind of just let it slip away. Like you might be right. Almeida might be able to turn it on. Late in the second round, early in the third, and start making the fight look a little different. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I still side with Almeida. But I can't deny your point because that's a very good point. I could definitely see the fight getting a little nasty. A little nasty later on.
But yeah, so I respect your answer too. I respect your pick too. So I got Lucas Almeida, split decision, controversial split decision, even maybe. Um, I'm thinking.
I was gonna say Andre Fili by unanimous.
Now we're gonna move up to flyweight.
I'm sorry. I know you say we got Tagir versus Cody Durden, but this one's really weird for me simply
Okay.
because Cody Durden, he lost to Muhammad, and but he picked up the win on JP. He picked up the win on Carlos, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also picked up another win versus Charles Johnson and Jake Hadley.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, he's got cancellation versus Silva, another cancellation versus Silva, and now we're
Mm-hmm.
here at the Tagir fight. So
Right.
technically Cody is he's riding a win streak right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming in high confidence, and he's had some good performances.
Yeah.
These last couple times out. And though the whole mishap happened against Tim Elliott,
Mm-hmm.
with Tagir, Habib
Right.
Habib on the sideline losing his
Mm-hmm.
mind. But I think I think Tagir gets this one to the ground. I think Cody Durden will make it, you know, ugly and scrappy, but I think the grappling will reign true on this night, and I think Tagir will get him down and sub him.
I'm actually weirdly in the opposite of that, right? So when I look at what Cody Durden is and what his fight style is and his record, he is essentially, and I mean no offense to Tim Elliott, he is a better Tim Elliott.
Oh my!
So, yes, exactly, and I mean, and Tim Elliott's good. Like you saw how sharp he looked again this last weekend, right? But
Absolutely. That win was so impressive by Tim.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that tells you everything, and that choke too, like ridiculous. That arm triangle, right? That was nasty. But the the point being here is that Cody Durden, I will not underestimate him again because I didn't have him against Jake Hadley. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Jake Hadley was gonna piece. Okay, and Charles Johnson is a very good fighter to have a win over. Okay,
Absolutely, I agree. I 100% agree.
and so is and averagely so Carlos Mota is actually a pretty decent win too as well. Now JP Buys, I mean, no offense to JP Buys, um, you know, he's not top of the food chain level, right? But the, and that's not me saying that because I have anything against him. It's just the facts, the statistics, right? It shows. But
But to argue your point
mm-hmm,
though, I feel like Tim Elliott, brings something a little bit different. It's like a little bit of obviously like the experience, but a little bit of like on the cuff randomness that
that's
Tim
true.
Elliott brings that fighters don't
That's
necessarily prepare for. Yeah, the way he handled Manis was was crazy.
yeah.
Like that first round, got him out of there in like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But you have to let's not forget that Cody Durden can actually wrestle.
is he really gonna let the Habib down again?
Well, look, if that's the case, then Abu is screwed. Okay, that guy is done for. All right, he's on Khabib's shit list. Okay. Okay, so when you're one dimensional, kind of like Tagir, it's very like it's hard to beat somebody who's a specialist like that. But being well rounded can have its perks. We'll have to see, but I'm gonna say Cody Durden 29-28, unanimous decision. All right, and now we moving up to we have Alonzo Minifield versus Dustin Jacoby.
Oh, this one's so hard for me because I love both of these fighters, especially
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Jacoby. Like Dustin Jacoby was like I've been a fan of him since Glory, but
Yeah.
freaking man, Dustin's getting old, man. He's getting old. He's getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that Minifield. I'm pretty sure Minifield's like a year older than him. I'm pretty sure he's like 36.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
sure
is.
Dustin's like 35. So they're both older guys, but it's like I just feel like this is an ideal fight for Minifield. I think though Dustin presents like a tricky style on the feet,
Mm-hmm.
very very slick, could definitely hurt Menifield on the feet if he's not careful. But I think Menifield can get it done. I think he has the power. I think he has the nasty knees up close. Like I think he just has enough to make it dirty. Really actually hurt Dustin Jacoby. I'm not necessarily saying a finish. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
this goes to decision, maybe split in favor of Menifield. But I definitely think he gets it done over Dustin.
Let's not forget, before this Khalil Roundtree split decision loss, which was arguably a win, and Azamat Murzakanov, who's just a stud, right? He was on a 4-fight winning streak. Actually, 5-fight. No, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Even longer than that. 6-fight winning streak.
He
Okay?
was winning fights. He was.
Okay? And not to mention, he was getting finishes, maybe not consistently, but at least half of them were, close to half of them were. Alright? Now, and he was beating decent competition. Darren Stewart, who was actually pretty good when he was in, arguably beat Kevin Holland, who admitted that was a loss to himself when he fought. John Allen, Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, and Da Eun Jung, who was a stud, knocked out Da Eun Jung. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He did knock out the John.
Okay.
But
Fruit fight.
Menifield has looked good since William Knight. He lost William Knight in the decision,
Bro,
but since then
losing to William Knight.
he looks so good. Okay, I don't.
But it's
All right,
a
listen.
loss to William Knight, Brandon.
Okay, but this was 2021. Okay, this was back when William Knight was scary. All right, he was a scary guy for a little bit
He's
before he became
scary for the first round, maybe.
Look, it's a different version of William Knight now. William Knight now will let you take his lunch money.
Alonzo, is atomic. He lives up to that name. But you got to be able to land that eraser on Dustin Jacoby, which I don't see happening. So I have to go with Dustin Jacoby, unanimous decision, 30-27, clean sweep. He's going to pick apart and frustrate Alonzo Menifield. Look, I'm not going to lie, bro. When you voluntarily put Pat Barry in the corner, I don't know what to think. And no offense to Pat Barry, I'm pretty sure he's a great guy and a perfect human being. But
oh my goodness!
Look, that's the same guy who was telling Rose that she was doing good and the booze was a good thing, bro. The booze was a good thing. Not get active. Where's your freaking jab, Rose? Get after her. Do something.
Then he blamed Sean Strickland.
Exactly. For the bus ride and the hazing he got. Hey, I'm not jumping in that beef, but I don't think Sean Strickland had anything to do with Rose's performance. Okay.
Absolutely not. Plus, I think it was a valid question.
Exactly.
How old was she? All right, so let's
You're right. Moving on.
Let's move on to the prelims.
Moving on to the regular prelim card. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got women's flyweight. All right. This one is sure to be a banger. Casey O'Neill versus Ariane Lipski. So, this fight is going to be very interesting. And then I'll leave it.
Lipski, here's what I think is very interesting about Lipski, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this.
Mm-hmm.
I think she has a great style. I really think she has a great style.
Mm-hmm.
I think her style is probably just enough to frustrate Casey. Okay, I think Casey's going to have some issues with Lipski. I don't think it's going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
But also at the same time, Casey O'Neill's a beast.
Yeah.
I think she's a beast. I think her loss over Jennifer Maia was, unfortunate. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that puts salt on her skill level, I think Casey can get it done, but I don't think it will be easy. I think this will be like a unanimous, probably a split decision in Casey O'Neill's favor, simply just because I like Lipski's style. I think she's fun to watch, which is funny because we're talking about women fighters here, but
mm-hmm.
I think she's fun to watch. I really do. I like the way she mixes it up.
I won't lie, man. This fight is like, it's like these two girls are going to be very close and competitive. But I mean, honestly, what girl fight isn't close and competitive unless your name is like Amanda Nunes or? But honestly, this fight is really a pick 'em. Like, I don't know who's going to win this fight. I can only say who I want to win this fight. And at first, I was thinking Casey O'Neill by split decision, but now you swung me with Ariana's style. It is unique and it is a good style actually. So I'm gonna go Ariane Lipski, split decision. You know they might mess up, one of them might, but I think Ariane will get it. All right, moving on up to one of my favorite matchups, only because I got to make this fucking fight. We got Cody No Love Garbrandt versus Brian Boom Kelleher.
Oh man, yeah, I know. I was like, you gotta abstain from this one.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that I can't really speak on this fight. Look, I didn't make any of these other fights on this card. Okay, so I can be impartial and fair, but for these guys, if any fight I ever make, I'm not going to. It's just come on now. I can't, guys. So if you're looking for me to pick Cody or Brian in right here, no, I'm leaving it to my guy Brandon. He is going to set you guys up with the pick here.
So no, we were talking about this one the other day, and originally I was leaning towards Brian Kelleher, but as I was doing some studying and going over the information, I really found that I'm leaning towards No Love in this one. Because look at the Trevin Jones fight and how good he looked on the wrestling. I wouldn't be surprised if No Love, took this to the ground, maybe looked for a submission, or just used the wrestling to mix in the hands and hurt Brian. I don't want to say a finish just because it's No Love, and I'm really using his Trevin Jones fight as as a studying point, for this new style that he's presented us with. So, I don't want to just go out there and be like, oh, it's going to be the same No Love. He's going to come out, throw hard, get a knockout. But I do think if he mixes in the wrestling like we saw, and then he brings it upstairs with the hands, I definitely think he could knock out Brian Kelleher. I definitely think he could get him out of there. I think Brian's also really aggressive and has a nice style to him, but that same style also gets him in a lot of trouble.
Right.
I also don't think Brian has the best style as the fight goes on. Where I think No Love kind of has that experience. The longer the fight goes, he kind of knows what to do, what he's looking for. He's never really looked lost out there. Just getting hit with big shots. His chin is very questionable, very very questionable, and I don't want Brian Kelleher to test his chin. I don't want to see Cody Garbrandt get hit in the face at all. So much like Minifield, I'm hoping he takes the path of least resistance, gets a takedown, or at least mixes in the takedown to set up the hands. And I think he's gonna. I think he could get a finish here. I think he could get a finish over Brian, and start this new win streak all over again.
Yeah. So you're thinking that he can rebuild himself from here. He's got the new style from from the fight you seen with Trevin Jones, where he's not as crazy aggressive. He takes his time. He's thinking more, and you're thinking he could get a finish here. What round are you thinking?
In what round? I'd probably say third round.
Yeah,
a third round finish.
Okay.
But man, the more I think about it, this thing could go to decision. It could go to decision. It could go to decision.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on up to another good fight. I'm surprised how close it is, man. Irene Aldana is only a minus 188 favorite. I think they're really thinking that she must be broken from this Amanda Nunes fight or something.
It's simply because we haven't seen her since then. Personally, that's what I think. We haven't seen her since she fought against Amanda Nunes, and that was back in June, and now she's fighting again. But you could say the same thing for Carol Rosa, because Carol Rosa hasn't fought since July. Since July. I'm pretty sure that was a decision win she got. It was a loss before that, another decision win before that, then another decision loss. Like, so it's like Carol Rose is kind of like up and down, up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, I could see how someone would think, like, Carol Rose kind of has the advantage here, but which I also thought originally, maybe like Carol Rosa's like got a little bit of fire under her, seeing as like we all saw, Irene like get, treated terribly by Amanda Nunes. But if anything, I feel like that's gonna motivate her. She was embarrassed on a big stage, fighting for the title. I feel like it's gonna make her come back hungrier.
Exactly. That's exactly.
It's gonna make her come back really hungry, and she's known for it. She is known for it. So
yeah.
I could see. I think this will go to decision. I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say like she's gonna finish her. I think this will go to decision, and I think Irene Aldana will win by unanimous decision. I think she's gonna outclass her. I think it's gonna be a landslide. I think she's gonna like really show people like who she is. Like, last thing you guys saw of me was getting pieced up by Amanda and getting out of there. She literally stood. There. All right, she literally stood in front of Amanda. So I think she's gonna come back with some fire, and I think she's gonna piece up Rosa and get a unanimous decision win.
Okay, so I'm not that far off from yours. She does have a split decision win over Yana Santos, a loss to Norma Dumont, 2 wins, sure, over Lena Landsberg. Is she even in the UFC anymore?
I do not believe she is.
And a loss to Sarah McMahon. So you're right. I have Irene Aldana by unanimous decision, and I got this good because I see this in my head. Second round TKO. She's gonna throw a lead. She's gonna throw straight, then a lead hook, and she's gonna wobble Carol bad. I mean, like she's gonna be doing a stanky leg, and then she's gonna just hop on her hammer fist, and it's gonna be over. That's I don't know why, but if not, it's gonna be unanimous decision. I agree.
No, so we're in agreement with that one. All right.
Finally, right?
I know, right? We've been betting on the opposite sides the whole time.
Right. Literally. Well, somebody's gonna be. Hey, look, that just means that our picks are always gonna be right. Right. So moving on up to the headliner of the prelims, Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell.
All right, we were just all kumbaya, but like I already know this is another one we disagree.
Look, man, look. I know we just agreed on the last one, but this one, bro, is about who you want to win versus who you think will win. Okay?
Yeah, it's heart versus head.
Exactly.
It's heart versus head.
My heart, with all my soul, wants Bryce Mitchell to win. I want him to go out there and rock Josh Emmett on the feet, take him down and twister him. Okay? But that's not going to happen probably, right? That's probably not going to happen.
This kind of makes it a little scary because Josh Emmett is a freaking nut. He's a nut. Okay, he's a crazy person. I feel like he gets a little too wild, though. I feel like he gets a little too crazy, and he overthrows. He puts himself out of position sometimes, and I feel like that's going to be exactly what Bryce Mitchell needs to get the fight to the ground. And once Bryce Mitchell gets you down, you're not getting up. All right.
Josh Emmett does not let you lay and pray. He does not. He is going to stuff your takedowns, and if he doesn't stuff all of your takedowns, which he most likely will, he is going to pop right back up like a fucking, I don't know,
whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. Yeah, he's gonna be like a fucking whack-a-mole. You put him down, he's popping right back up out of a different hole. And I'm not gonna lie, what also doesn't favor him is it being short notice. You got all the worst combinations that it could possibly be. Josh Emmett, who's a wrestler. Okay, yes, he strikes, but that guy's a wrestler. He's not supposed to be striking. He should be trying to take people down. Okay, 2, so he's gonna have good takedown defense. Okay, 2 weeks notice, like right or like no, yeah, this was like 2 weeks notice, or that this fight is on for Bryce Mitchell. 3 KO power, and not to mention Bryce. We're not gonna say he's chinny, all right, because he's been fighting the most powerful people. I mean, not the most, but people who have power in their hands. If they land, they're gonna hurt you, whoever they hit. So If Josh Emmett does that, if Josh Emmett lands that punch, he's gonna Michael Johnson this man. So who's gonna pressure who more? The guy who's been training 5 rounds, conditioned for this, coming off 2 losses, trying to get that motherfucking dub back, trying to set people straight and say I am who I am, and I'm staying and I'm here to stay. Or Bryce Mitchell, who I love and absolutely think can win this fight, but is coming off the couch in 2 weeks' notice. I mean, yeah, sure, he maybe was been training before this, but we know the difference between training in the gym and having a fight camp ready.
Right. But then also, it's kind of funny. It makes me think about, the argument, like, who lost better? Who lost better versus Tapuya? Was it Josh Emmett or was it Bryce Mitchell? And if we're going off that, I mean, Bryce Mitchell got finished and Josh Emmett went to decision. So,
not to mention, more competitive wise, it was definitely more competitive with Josh Emmett.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Josh Emmett, most of his fights are competitive. Josh Emmett didn't get smoked until he fought Yair.
Yeah.
Then he just got smoked.
But I mean, it's Yair, and not to mention, I'm pretty sure that was Ultra Instinct Yair. Like that was like that
Mystic Fighter.
Like yeah, for real. I think that Yair could have definitely been in contentions to get the strap from Volkanovski. Like that Yair. Because his distance management was on point. But honestly, Volk is just such a different creature, man. It's just impossible, unless you're special. You got to be special. So, did you say hold on?
No.
Okay, all right, cool. But yeah, you're right. Yair versus Josh was definitely destruction. But I think Yair would do that to anybody he fought. Like, I mean, yeah. So I can't even blame you, Josh, right there. Okay. Plus those kicks were so nasty, man. I would have won it out too. Okay.
Oh man, those body kicks were disgusting.
I mean, he's tried to push through it too. He pushed through. He got hurt to the liver, and he pushed through and got a takedown, and that's when he got submitted. So, Josh Emmett is a beast, pushing through the pain. I got Josh by unanimous decision. Or, and this is a special or, I think he can do second round TKO.
Second round TKO on my boy Bryce?
I know, and I hate to say it too because Bryce is my boy too. Like, I want Bryce to win. I want him to win. Like, please, let me be wrong. This is one of the few where I'm like, hey, if you want to, go ahead and put your money on Josh. I mean, put your money on Bryce. It'll probably be good plus money. But I'm just going to say right here, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay? And
we'll see, man. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, you got Bryce by what unanimous, you said?
Yeah, UD.
All right. So he's got Bryce by unanimous decision. I've got Josh by unanimous decision. We're going to see. This right here is just a treat we don't deserve. Kicking off the main card, we got Vicente Luque versus Ian Gary. Whew. What you think?
Man, I think Ian Gary has a great style. I would think he's very vicious, nasty style. He kind of reminds me of like a young Conor. Just not as clean. But Vicente Luque is like, he's no slouch, dude. And he's got like serious power in his hands. And it's like we've seen Ian Gary get like dropped before, what's his name?
Song Kanal.
Yeah, Song Kanal dropped him like pretty hard. He felt like a sack of potatoes,
Yeah.
And Vicente's got that real power though. He's got that like, turn you into a crash test dummy power. That wake up screaming Joseph Benavidez.
Oh God, yeah, that was scary.
But I don't think Vicente takes Ian Gary's O. So I think this might. Who am I kidding? This is going to be a finish. Somebody's getting finished here.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's getting finished, and I'm not sure who. But like I said, if I had to pick, I think I'm going to go Ian Gary, simply because I don't think Vicente Luque is going to take Ian Gary's O. I think Ian Gary's going to get a little bit higher before he gets slapped with that big loss.
and with Ian Gary being minus 375, which is ridiculous.
Wait, Ian Gary's minus 375.
Yes, Vicente Luque is plus
That's
300.
that's ridiculous.
It is. It is that I do not agree with at all. Now, I will say here is who's to say that we get the best Ian Gary?
Man,
Ian Gary has been coming off real soy lately. All right, I'm not even talking about like fight wise. I'm talking about mentally. Okay, he's been going through a lot of controversies with the WAG thing with his wife and all of that craziness, turn off comments and and disabling other things, and it's like
right, threatening to sue people.
threatening to sue people. Sean Strickland of all, I mean, and not to, and then he's become the joke of the community. I mean, let's be honest. Like for the past, I would say month, he's been the joke of the community. And everybody's been having their share, having fun with him. Joaquin Buckley, Kevin Holland, Sean Strickland. Well, it's not looking. Even Chael Sonnen's getting his.
Yeah, even I was gonna say, Uncle Chael got some jabs.
Exactly. And it doesn't. It's not looking good. That every interview I've seen since then is him mentally not seeming like he has that part handled. I feel as though he's coming into this fight not with a chip on his shoulder to fighting, but with a nervous energy about having to compartmentalize his image being ruined and tarnished right now, plus this crazy, scary fight with Vicente Luque, who he knows is going to be tough. I got Vicente Luque. I got third round TKO. He's going to put the pressure on Ian Gary for 3 rounds.
Third round TKO. Yeah, Ian Gary.
And Vicente Luque, if you come out here and you do the Lord's work, then that's all we can ask for, okay? All right.
The Lord's?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he can. All right. I'll explain this next fight, okay? Tony Ferguson versus Patty the Baddie. Woo!
Oh, my goodness.
It's crazy.
Man, hang on now. Hang on. Okay, because this ain't just your ordinary fight, you know. I mean, it's Patty the Baddie. All right, it's Patty the Baddie versus Tony Ferguson. Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. El Kukui. All right, listen, I love Tony Ferguson. He's my favorite. You know, he's been my favorite for a long time. But Patty's a force. You know what I mean? Like, I think Patty's gonna get it done. And like, you know, I feel like, you know, the entire MMA community has this idea that, you know, Tony's gonna be the one to put it into Patty and he's gonna stop it. And you know, everybody's got a bad taste in their mouth, you know, since the Gordon fight with Patty, which, you know, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. But it's Patty the Baddie, you know, he's the whole show. I think Tony Ferguson's gonna come out. I think he's gonna be weird. I think he's gonna be Tony Ferguson. I think he's gonna throw some sand. You know, he might even get it to the ground. We actually, me and Joe actually have a personal bet on who's going to shoot first in this fight. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be Tony Ferguson.
You think Tony's going to shoot first? You hear that, guys? Think about that. Tony's going to shoot first. Just remember he said that. And remember, guys, you're going to hold him accountable to this bet, all right, when he loses.
I just don't see Patty shooting on Tony Ferguson. Like, Tony Ferguson is gonna be too wild, too crazy, throwing, spinning stuff up the middle, throwing pocket sand. You know, Patty's not gonna shoot on that. That would be insanity.
No. Patty's definitely gonna shoot on that, and you're gonna see what you're gonna remember when you watch this fight is Patty's he's gonna shoot up against the cage. He's gonna switch to a body lock, take his back, and then choke him out. And he's gonna jump off his back and do his weird, crazy Patty dance where he humps the air and waves his hands.
No, I think the opposite is gonna happen. I think Tony's gonna shoot. Patty's gonna counter, take his back, then choke him out, then do the dance. Then do the dance.
Okay. I am not gonna budge, so we're gonna keep this bet going. Patty's gonna shoot first, and that's a given.
Patty's not gonna shoot first.
And then moving on up, guys, we got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Shavkat the Nomad Rachmanov.
Oh my god. Well, okay, first of all, it's Wonder Man because Stephen Thompson's like 40 years old.
Yeah.
But he has like Stephen Thompson's striking is just it's still so next level. It's still so next level. And it's like honestly, like if there were no takedowns, like if the welterweight division was just strictly stand and bang, I think Stephen Thompson would be the welterweight champ right now. But it's not. Okay, so how I see it happening is like I see Shavkat starting on the feet, you know, feeling like he can get the best of Wonderboy. I think Wonderboy is obviously going to show levels to the striking. And then from there, I think Shavkat will take the fight to the ground and seek for a finish. Because he's definitely going to finish Wonderboy.
Yeah.
Like, Shavkat is going to finish Wonderboy.
Yeah,
this is not going to go to pivot.
But what I see happening here is Shavkat is going to get kicked in the head with like a lead head kick, and he's going to wonder what angle that came from, and he's going to point to the three Wonder Boys in front of him and say, which one of y'all kicked me? And he's going to shoot a takedown, get it, clinched up against the fence, and he's either going to get a rear naked or he's going to get a ninja choke. I think he's going to get a first round submission. Moving on up. All right. Co-main event of the evening. All right. We have a flyweight bout for UFC Gold. Alexandre Pantoja versus my boy Brandon Raw Dog Royval. Who you got?
Pantoja. I mean, Pantoja has proven if he's beaten you once, he can do it again. Okay, and he's proved it. He's proved it with Brandon Moreno. I don't think he ran it back with Guy Kara, but he did beat Guy Kara. So, like, I mean, I just like I feel like if he's beat you once, like he knows he can do it again.
And not to mention, he'll come at you harder the next time because he's like 10 times more confident.
You know, and like Brandon Royval is really impressive. I really do like his style. I think he's super entertaining. But I just don't think he's fought like the same caliber of guys that Pantoja has fought. It'll go all five. And I think Pantoja will just make it look clean. I think he's just gonna outclass him. He's gonna I beat you before and I'll beat you again. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if he got like a TKO finish because the first time was a submission.
Yeah, I mean, look, the first thing Pantoja's gonna do is he's gonna casually walk up to you as soon as the bell rings, and then he's gonna start throwing bombs, and he's gonna bet that his chin is better than your chin, and he's gonna land first. And if he doesn't land first, he's gonna shoot and take you down. And when it gets hectic, Pantoja can scramble with the best of them. You saw those scrambles with Moreno? He can scramble with the best of them, and he can submit you. And if he takes your backpack, it's a wrap. All right?
It's a wrap.
All right? So I got Pantoja. I'm thinking he's going to finish him again. I think he's going to get I'm going to go fourth round, rear naked choke, standing. He's going to have that backpack.
Yeah, I definitely think Pantoja is going to get the dub here. I just think it's going to come a unanimous decision.
All right, we're going to move on up to the main event, the reason we're here.
It's time.
The two men around whom this card was built. All right, I sound like J.A. now, John Anik. We got Leon Rocky Edwards versus Colby Chaos Covington.
This is going to be fun. It's going to be really fun to watch. I really don't know how to call this one. Just because their styles, I think Colby Covington's like really aggressive, really aggressive. Even though he knows he's not the best striker Kobe Covington's definitely not afraid to like get in the kitchen and just start throwing pots and pans. And I think that's going to be a problem. I think it's going to not a problem, but I think it's going to create some issues for Leon Edwards in the fight, especially earlier on with Kobe Covington bringing that pressure like he will, because we know that's what he's going to bring. He did it against Usman. He does it against everybody, especially he did it against Masvidal. I'm very interested to see what this fight looks like as it goes on, simply because I think Leon Edwards, with the feints, and like, he gets really tricky, and his striking is just world class. Mm-hmm. And we also seen, later in fights, Kobe Covington striking gets a little sloppy, So I don't know what's gonna happen here. I am leaning towards Leon. I think Leon will definitely find a way to set up the striking much like he did because let's be honest here, he just went through this. He just went through this with Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman and Kobe Covington, I'm not going to say are cut and paste of each other, but they have very similar styles. I think Usman likes to like kind of cruise at the beginning and then like slowly overwhelm you with like pressure, grappling, and then the strikes start landing. Well, he's kind of got that Marab gas tank where he'll stay in front of you the entire time. He'll keep shooting takedowns. He'll keep throwing combinations until he finally gets you into a spot where you're just like, all right, let me rest here. And now he's just, punching you. Mm-hmm. But I still think Leon's got it. He just went through this twice with Kamaru Usman. I think he handled both of those situations pretty well, even though he had some adversity earlier on with Kamaru in those earlier rounds. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be the same with Kobe. I think he's going to deal with the adversity earlier on, and then as the fight goes on, he'll probably. I won't say a finish, but I mean I wouldn't be surprised if he finished Kobe Covington.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, in this case, Leon, I feel like he's changed. He's no longer the same Leon, right? It's like when Goku found out he could go Super Saiyan. What we have to see is, can he force Kobe to take bad shots, to confuse him enough, to be unorthodox enough, and not to mention when he fails the takedowns, can he punish him for failing the takedowns?
Takedowns, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And those are things. Don't try to get into a scramble with Kobe unless you're prepared to be the faster guy. Honestly, really, it depends on if he sets Kobe. If he sets Kobe up with a nice, I could see him honestly landing a clean knee KO or like an uppercut. He has not lost since the Kamaru Usman loss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's not forget what that does mentally. And he took the Khamzat Chimaev fight twice, where he was preparing for Khamzat in camp. So before all of that, and then he fought Bilal Muhammad and he was piecing Bilal before that fight ended via eye poke. Let's not forget that. Okay.
Yeah, we can't.
So I'm gonna say chances are Rocky defends. I say, but there is a good chance that Kobe can sneak something in. I mean, look, you can't count Kobe out, but I have to go like Leon Edwards, unanimous decision. I'm gonna say 48-47. So we got Leon Edwards.
We definitely got Leon.
Yeah. And
what are we gonna do? Pick Kobe Covington? That's crazy.
Wait, look. I mean, I know he's doing a bit, right? He doesn't want to admit it, but he's doing a bit. He's actually not a bad person, but yeah, but still, I gotta back. You gotta back Black, right?
you got to. There's no other way.
But that was a joke, guys. It was a joke. We're not racist.
It's a joke. We're kidding.
I think that wraps it up. We got Leon Edwards coming out with the dub here. We got Pantoja coming out with the dub here. We're in agreement on those two at least. Actually, the last three, we agree.
I think we got the same guys for the last. The last four.
Yeah. So, guys, if you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friend, You know, send out emails, knock on people's doors, post it on IG, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever. Your guy Joe and Brandon, we have YouTube.
I mean, yeah, there's like
Out
a
of
there's like a
anonymity.
3-minute video of Dana White just talking about you. So
Brandon here, my guy, he's really awesome. He's very knowledgeable in the sport, and there's gonna be more to come from us. So stay tuned, and we will see you guys. Unfortunately, guys, next year, about a month from now.
oh man, don't
About
why you gotta remind
I
me?
know,
You
I
keep
know, I know.
reminding me.
It's hey, look, somebody has to share this pain with me, okay?
Jeez, man, that's a long time. What is that? Till January 20th?
13th, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and that's Johnny Walker versus Magomed Ankalaev, which is a banger. All right, guys, if you enjoy it, we appreciate it. We appreciate it so much. Thanks for watching. This is the Champions Only predictions and breakdowns. You got anything left for me, Brandon?
no, that's it, man. I'm excited to see how these picks go.
All right, guys, enjoy UFC 296, and we will see you guys in January. Peace.